These are the craziest techniques I use to create the most insane Go High Level components that you'll ever see, starting off with a double parallax effect. As you can see at this hero section, when you start scrolling, it doesn't scroll normally. And it doesn't use only one parallax effect, meaning both the left column and the right column, the image, have the same speed, but instead they both have different scrolling speeds. So when you start scrolling, as you can see, the image scrolls slower than the text, the left column, and both of them scroll slower than the whole website. And this effect is an absolute game changer for any hero section that uses a similar structure with two columns. The next insane custom coded thing that I implemented in Go High Level is an element that's missing in the default builder, and a lot of people would really benefit by using something like this. And I'm talking about a switch button, just like this one right here. And I can show it to you. It is fully custom coded, and it looks just like this. So if you want to create something for yourself, this is the exact HTML that you need in order to have something like that. But of course, as you can see, it has a ton of custom coded classes, CSS classes, and so on. Plus, not to mention a very actually not that big JavaScript. And let me just show you the CSS, and this is exactly what you need in order to have something like that. Of course, the CSS also takes into account the whole section, but yeah, if you really want it, you can pause the video and copy the exact code for this element. Very big element in terms of custom code. But of course, if you want to plug and play the same section plus many more, you can check out my Go High Level Website Pro library from the first link in the description. This is all the code up until here. Almost 140 lines of CSS. If you really want to have a switch like this in your code. And let me just show you what it does. Well, actually you can do a lot of things with it, but in this case it displays different elements, plus it changes the text within the headline. So you have when customers do choose us, and then you have when customers don't choose us. And another really cool use case for this particular switch is this one right here, which can switch prices from monthly to annually, just like this. This is a much simpler switch, but it has a similar CSS, and the HTML is the exact same. And all it does, it switches from monthly pricing here to yearly prices, annually prices. Very cool, and of course very useful, and it is not yet implemented in Go High Level. So you can really differentiate your websites from the competition by having something like this on your website. Elements like this or like this really make a difference, trust me. The next really cool trick that I used when creating Go High Level websites and Go High Level sections was a trick that allows you to customize themes and colors insanely fast. So just look at this section. It has a badge here composed of a headline and an icon, and here you have all these sections with icons, but those are not ordinary icons. They are fully custom coded SVJs, just like this one right here, and you can modify them however you want. You can have different SVJs and so on, but this is the one that's important. Features 6 card icon, and if we search for it, we can find it in here, and it's very simple. Just by using one variable, one global variable, you can change the color, click save once again, and if you check the website in just a second, refresh it, you'll see that everything changed its theme from the text to the badge icon, and to all these images. So you can absolutely change the color by using only one variable, and you don't have to touch the icons at all. Whereas if you use normal icons or normal images, you would have to go into something like Photoshop or Canva and edit the colors yourself. But with this trick implemented in such sections, you can just change the entire theme of your section with only one variable. And the best part is that you can replace these with absolutely any SVJ that you want. You can get free SVJs, you can generate SVJs with AI. That's absolutely powerful. The next crazy trick that I used for a Go High Level section, or for any Go High Level websites that I am building from a couple of months back, is that I use custom coded FAQ elements. I am not using the native Go High Level FAQ elements, so I'm not using this one. Where is it? This one right here. I'm not using it anymore because I have something that is way more customizable, way smoother, and it looks way better. And I'm talking about this one right here. As you can see, different icon. Of course, you can use different icons for the native Go High Level element, but this one has an icon animation, and it's a pretty nice one, from a plus to a minus and backwards. And then you have this fluid height, which looks really smooth compared to the one that Go High Level offers. And in my Go High Level website pro library, I have multiple variants for this element with different icons, different hover effects, different styling, and so on. And they are all better than the native Go High Level FAQ element. Now, another really cool trick that I used for this hero section, for example, this one is not really a trick, is something that is extremely useful if you're taking into account accessibility. And if you have a video background, you need to have a way to stop that video. It's very important, and sometimes it can get you out of a lot of trouble if you have a way to stop that video. And in my case, I implemented this really subtle pause and play button down here. And with this, you can just pause the video and move on, and you can also resume it. Very powerful in terms of accessibility. And this one as well is fully custom coded, and this is exactly how it looks if you want to also create a similar button for yourself. This is the HTML. This, of course, is the JavaScript, not that big as well. And of course, you can also check the CSS if you are curious. Yeah, 64 lines of code, not that big of a deal, but it's a game changer for any website that uses a hero section like this. Then the next trick that I really like is related to sliders. This is a fully custom coded slider. You won't see anything like this in Go High Level that has the same design and that looks like this. Plus, it also incorporates parallax effect. So all the images within their own frames have a parallax effect, which looks absolutely stunning if you ask me. And this is not the only slider that I have on my in my library. I also have this one, which has autoplay function, works indefinitely, so you can slide left or right how many times you want, and it also has arrows and so on. And yeah, I have quite a lot of similar sliders and different sliders in my library, and this one is of course pretty impressive, and a lot of my clients really like it. Now, another trick that I played around with, it's not yet in my library, but I just want to show it to you, is in this hero section. Besides this effect, which is really cool and works really well, we have this dynamic animation in here which simulates an AI prompt. You can see the cursor here, so it's animated. Well, this thing is done entirely using custom code. So it's not a video, it's not an image, it's actually none of that. As you can see from the website builder, we have a custom coded element for the menu, a custom coded element for the headline, which this effect, by the way, you can also get from my Notion doc, and then a custom coded element for that animation. Really, really cool. And it's just a script. Plus, I believe there is another custom coded element or something like that that's invisible. And now the craziest thing that I ever created in Go High Level is this menu. Not this effect with the blur background and the fact that it has a fluid sizing, but the menu itself. This is the burger menu, and of course it works really well on all resolutions, but if you click it, it has this amazing animation that turns the burger icon into an X and in the other way around, and you have the menu right here, and then you get this overlay that slides from the side and covers the entire screen but the logo. So the logo stays on top, which is really, really cool. And then you have all the icons in here, and then you also have the button down here, which is the exact same button from here. Actually, it's a different button in the code, but you can use it to have the same action. So if you want to get access to all these sections and use all these tricks in your Go High Level websites, click the first link in the description and check out my Go High Level Website Pro library. And if you want to see exactly how I built this amazing looking website from scratch live, check out this video right here.